Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Bishop Darrell Watkins, and let's queer up faith. Pope Leo the 14th signals continuity on LGBTQ plus welcome after meeting queer advocate. Pope Leo the 14th met with LGBTQ plus Catholic advocate Father James Martin, who says queer members of the church will be encouraged by the new pontiff's stance. After Leo's election in May, controversy resurfaced over past comments in which he criticized entertainment media for showing sympathy for beliefs and practices that are at odds with the gospel, citing the homosexual lifestyle and alternative families comprised of same-sex partners and their adopted children. These remarks marked a clear difference from Pope Francis, who, while complicated in his relationship with queer people, moved the church toward more inclusion. But now, according to the Associated Press, Leo has told Father Martin he intends to carry forward his predecessor's outreach.
I heard the same message from Pope Leo that I heard from Pope Francis, which is the desire to welcome all people, including LGBTQ people. So I think it's a continuation of that kind of approach, that kind of pastoral approach. My sense from knowing him a little bit at the Synod is that he's a very open, welcoming, inclusive person, so I wasn't too worried. But it's wonderful to hear this continuation. There's a lot on his plate. Ukraine, Gaza, Myanmar, Sudan, places like that are high on his priority list. He wants to work for peace and unity. But he also wanted to remind people that this is a church for todos, todos, todos. If people were happy with Pope Francis's approach to LGBTQ Catholics, they're going to be happy with Pope Leo's approach.
Leo, the first U.S.-born pontiff, has affirmed Catholic doctrine that marriage is a union between a man and a woman, but also emphasized dignity and respect for all. From the unborn to the elderly, quote, from the sick to the unemployed, citizens and immigrants alike, end quote. While Francis condemned criminalization of homosexuality and said being gay was, quote, not a crime, end quote, he stopped short of supporting same-sex unions and at times used language that drew criticism. At this early stage, many queer Catholics will be watching closely to see whether Pope Leo's promise of welcome translates into lived change. I got a few things to say.
I was hoping so. I was like, you're the one that I want to know. Yeah.
Just a couple of thoughts around this. Because first of all, the gospel, I hate when they just throw words around and then you're like, that's supposed to end the thing. There is not one thing in the Gospels about marriage equality. There's not much about marriage, but certainly nothing about marriage equality. So to say that same gender love and attraction and marriage and commitment somehow opposes the gospel is just a lie. So there's that. Second of all, that when you're using the gospel as part of the canon, part of scripture, to make your arguments, you are talking about a canon of scripture where Solomon has 700 wives, 300 concubines, and a one-night stand with the Queen of Sheba. You are talking, right? And this is before Viagra, y'all. This is before Cialis. And he's got 1,000 women, whatever. This is where the Jacob has 2 wives, and they're not, it's not enough. So their servants become his sex slaves. They are enslaved people. And so now so the tribes of Israel come from 4 women. So I just get exhausted when you say, well, the Bible and the marriage and biblical marriage is, I was cute in my young days and completely uninhibited, and I don't think I ever reached 1,000. Hello. So don't talk to me about Bible and biblical values and biblical marriage. I can't stand it. Now, this pastoral approach and tolerance and welcoming for todos.
Yeah.
I guess. But whenever you say, dignity and welcome, but, or, you know what I mean, that you're still creating a second-class citizenship. And thank you for trying to be nice. Thank you for trying to be less exclusive. Thank you for trying to form the words that, yes, maybe we're human. I do appreciate the effort. And as long as we're ever presented as if we are somehow problematic or inferior, I can't get very excited.
Well, I give them credit because he at least took the audience to have the conversation. So
Oh, I'm always
Not-
the least
right.
generous. I know. I'm always about
and,
this.
and I support what you're saying because you say it so well, and you actually this is your pulpit. I mean, like you should be able to do this better than any of us at this table. But I do hold out a little bit of hope that because he had this conversation, because they're having this dialogue, when they were saying there's so many of the wars and things happening, that they took the time to at least acknowledge that it's out there, whether they agree or they disagree, the conversation is there. So I'm going to give him a little bit of credit for that, but you trump the rest of
You're
it.
very gracious.
Yeah.
I'm somehow just not, I can't be.
You're closer.
Yeah, I can't be impartial.
I wrote down two things. I wrote, Pope Leo, I'd like my bishop's opinion. This is my bishop. And then I wrote, I still believe in the good. So kind of mirroring your thoughts, because I grew up Catholic. I lean more into kind of whatever brings me joy now, but I still attend Sunshine Cathedral every Sunday that I can. And I don't love the and but, or the however. So it feels like both sides are being played for me, but I do still believe in the good.
Well, and if Pope Leo is looking for something to do after his meeting with Father James Martin, maybe he could do something about Opus Dei douche nozzle Kevin Roberts, the Heinrich Himmler of the Heritage Foundation. Very strong Roman Catholic terror show. So yeah, maybe he could talk to him, set him straight.
It's not a day at the table if Greg isn't calling someone else Hitler. And that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing to and sharing Queer News Tonight.